Hi, I'm Susan with StrokeClass.com. I'm going to go over a common question that I receive from stroke survivors when I'm working with them in their rehabilitation. One of the questions I'll get from the client is, what's the best way to go from sitting to standing in a safe manner? So one of the first things that you need to think about is your chair and getting to the front edge of your seat. So you can wiggle forward, you can slide forward, you can scoot yourself forward, but try to get your bottom forward to the front edge of your seat, okay? The next thing you want to think about is your foot position. When you stand up, you want to make sure that your feet are apart so you have a nice wide base of support so you're going to be balanced. Another point is to make sure that your feet are tucked in underneath your knees a little bit so you're at about a 90-degree angle so that your feet are in a bit so that it's going to be easier to get your weight forward. You need to be able to get your shoulders over your knees or your nose over your toes, you may have heard that, in order to stand up. If you don't get your weight far enough forward, you're not going to be able to stand. So you want to be able to shift your weight forward before you stand. So I want you to think about nose over toes and then leaning forward to stand up. Now, after a stroke, often one side is stronger than the other, so people will tend to shift off onto their strong side to do most of their sitting to standing. I want you to think about trying to get weight through the affected leg as you stand up. It's good therapeutically and it's going to be safer. When you get to standing, make sure if you need an assistive device that it's readily available for you. So if you've got a cane, that it's within reaching distance. If you have a walker, that it's there with the brakes on. Now, when you go to sit down, I want you to make sure that you feel the back of the chair against the back of your legs. Then you know the chair is there. Lock brakes on if you've got a walker. Put your cane down if you've got a cane. And then you reach one hand back for the chair and then sit down. All right, so just to review, you want to get your butt forward for sitting. Check your spacing of your feet. Make sure your feet are underneath. Let's get some weight. Try to get some weight through your affected leg. Make sure your assistive device is ready. Get your nose over your toes and up you go. When you sit down, chair is touching the back of your legs. Reach a hand back to sit down. The last point with sit to stand is please do not let any caregivers or people who are helping you pull on your arm to help you with going from sit to stand. If they need to help you, they can help you from maybe coming by the trunk or from the shoulder blade region. But don't let them pull on your arm, especially your affected arm. It's a very unstable joint and you don't want to have some trauma to that joint over time. So hopefully you'll find this information beneficial. And so thanks for listening and keep up good work with your rehabilitation.
We do a Susan Ealer video, exercise video, at least once a day. It's done on a chair in your home. You don't have to go out.
I mean, I go through, 3 or 4 days of doing the class, and then I'll notice, little incremental improvements. Doesn't change overnight, but it keeps getting better.
Reason for doing this is to get daily exercise, which really I find very, very helpful. So I highly recommend this program to people with strokes.
When rehab ends, where do you turn? And I have an easy answer, and that's Susan Ealer. She takes up where they leave off. And it's absolutely phenomenal what can be gained. Wonderful program.